So Sonic 1 released in 1991 and was an instant success. Sonic the Hedgehog became a household name, and Sega finally had a mascot that could compete with Nintendo's Super Mario. So yeah, a sequel was inevitable. In fact, Sonic 1 was so successful that they immediately began working on the sequel right after the first game. However, this game would not be developed by Sonic Team. Instead, development was handed over to Sega Technical Institute, while Sonic Team worked on another Sonic game for the upcoming Sega CD, which of course turned out to be Sonic CD. Anyways, the sequel to Sonic the Hedgehog released in 1992 and was plainly titled Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and just like its predecessor, it was an instant success. But how does it hold up today? And is it better than the first game? Let's find out. The story is almost exactly like last time. Dr. Eggman is capturing animals and turning them into robots, and it's up to the Blue Blur to stop him once again. But this time he's not alone. He's got a friend along. Miles Prower, aka Tails. A fox with two tails which he can use to fly. Anyways, Sonic and Tails chase Eggman to the Winged Fortress and Eggman escapes on his ship. And Sonic grabs on as Eggman flies to his newly built space station, the Death Egg, which Sonic blows up in no time. And just like the last game, this game has a good ending and a bad ending. Sort of. If you've collected all the Chaos Emeralds, you get Super Sonic, which I'll go more into later. But anyways, in the good ending, Super Sonic flies down from the Death Egg, but in the quote-unquote bad ending, Tails actually catches Sonic. So yeah, I actually prefer the quote-unquote bad ending, because it really shows off Sonic and Tails' bond. And Eggman doesn't taunt you in this game for not getting all the Chaos Emeralds. So yeah, the bad ending really doesn't seem like that bad of an ending to me. Now in case you're wondering, have I ever collected all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 1 or 2? And my answer is yes. In the iOS versions. Yeah, it was thanks to the save files that I was able to get all the Chaos Emeralds in those versions. So yeah, I'm not really that big of an old school gamer, leave me alone. But anyways, that was Sonic 2's plot, and despite the fact that it gave me more to talk about than usual, it's still a rather simple plot, so let's get to the gameplay. Sonic 2 plays almost exactly like its predecessor, but this time, Sonic's got a brand new move, the Spin Dash. Just hold down and mash the shit out of the jump button, and Sonic will take off instantly. This move is really satisfying to pull off, and it can be really useful for getting up steep hills. Also, if you thought Sonic 1 was fast, you haven't seen Sonic 2. The speed cap that was programmed into Sonic 1 is now completely gone, so Sonic can go even faster than he could in the first game. As for this game's level selection, it is way better than what the first game offered. Some of my favorite levels include Emerald Hill Zone, even though it's basically Green Hill 2.0, Chemical Plant Zone, and Mystic Cave Zone. The only level in this entire game that I dislike is Oil Ocean Zone. It is so boring. Like seriously, I don't even know why they brought this zone back in Sonic Mania. But overall, this game's level selection isn't half bad. It's actually really solid. Also returning from the first game are special stages! Yay! Yeah, needless to say, they suck. And as I've stated earlier, your reward for collecting all the Chaos Emeralds is Super Sonic. Super Sonic is way faster than regular Sonic, and he's invincible. But he can't survive falling down bottomless pits, of course. So yeah, Super Sonic is pretty powerful. However, because Super Sonic is faster than regular Sonic, he's also more difficult to control, which is not very good for a platformer. So yeah, I really don't recommend going after all the Chaos Emeralds just to get Super Sonic. And as I've stated earlier, I prefer the quote-unquote bad ending. The soundtrack is great once again. Masato Nakamura, who did the soundtrack to the first game, returns to do the soundtrack for this game, and he does a fantastic job once again. Like seriously, there's not a single track in this game that I dislike. My favorite songs in this game include Emerald Hill Zone, Chemical Plant Zone, Mystic Cave Zone, and Metropolis Zone. And if I had to pick my absolute favorite song in the game, it would probably be Metropolis Zone. And that was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it still holds up almost 3 decades later. But is it better than the first Sonic game? Personally, I think so. However, I feel it's also perfectly debatable on which game is better. I mean, people who want more platforming would probably prefer Sonic 1, whereas people who want more speed would probably prefer Sonic 2. But personally, I feel that Sonic 2 improves upon so much from the first Sonic game, so yeah, I prefer Sonic 2 over Sonic 1. And even though I'm personally more of a 3D Sonic fan than a 2D Sonic fan, I still really enjoy this game and I highly recommend it. And just like the first game, this game is available on pretty much every system. But the version I would recommend, of course, is the iOS and Android version by Christian Whitehead. Just like the first game on iOS and Android, this version of Sonic 2 easily runs the best, and it even includes Hidden Palace Zone, which was a level cut from the original game. Holy sh**, no wonder Sega hired this guy to make Sonic Mania. But unfortunately in this version, Eggman once again taunts you for not getting all the Chaos Emeralds. But yeah, despite that, the iOS and Android version is easily the best version of Sonic 2. So go with that version if you're interested in playing this game for yourself. And that was my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later.